What's up, guys? Welcome back. Patreon request from Alex Jacob Fatu, WWE. So let's try this landscape page. Use a pencil, use an eraser, hit pause if we go too fast. Wanted to fit in a bit of that wolf thing that's on his shirt, so head up here. Might have to zoom in. So and we'll start with his top eyelid line. So head kind of tilted, right? Best image that we could find, me and Alex. So we'll go, we'll like across the top of this eye, just like that, right? And this is kind of like his tear duct area, so we'll just go in, and then sort of in here as well. He's got like an eyelid line that comes down there. Just darken his eyelashes up a bit. We're going to put his black eye in. Curving around like so. And there's no, you can't see his pupil really, so you just leave, the best thing to do is like leave a little highlight, like a white circle, just in the top corner there, and then just the rest black. And like maybe like a little bit of his tear duct in there, and some like a bottom eyelid line kind of there. He's got some eyelashes, but they're very small, so we'll just like some dashes, kind of lines around the bottom like that. So heavy frowning eyebrow above this, so a big heavy frown here. And then this seems to follow like the eyebrow shape. Now, with this guy's eyebrow, it like cuts off like here, kind of, right? So he's got shaved eyebrows. So like this goes that way, right? And then there's 4 or 5 different shaved sections. So say like if like we're drawing like a broken eyebrow, seems like it just goes back to a spike back here somewhere. And so these are just like these sort of different eyebrow sections. Kind of shaved, right? Little sort of boxes, kind of. Like so, more or less. And he might have like bags underneath his eyes, like just sort of eyelid kind of things and stuff like that. Like his nose is kind of flat, like it's very a flat bridge, and then a large nostril area. So his other eye, we'll get that in. So you're about eye width across, and we're going down, right? His head is tilted down this way. So you measure his eye, that fits in between both of his tear ducts, and then we'll do the same thing again. So we'll go diagonal. You're kind of flat across the top. Kind of like hooks back in then. So this kind of goes in here. And then a black iris line. You just kind of leave a highlight in this top corner. Color the rest dark. His tear duct kind of in here a little bit. And maybe some eyelashes and stuff coming around the bottom. He does have like some bags under his eyes here. And again, this side, so we got like another sort of frowning eyebrow section, right? And it's shaved again, so like cuts off a bit. You got, and it's more sort of arched on this side, so we'll go one. How many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then the spike. And then he's got like his eye socket and his head and stuff. Temple, you know, side of his head. Okay, so his nose sort of bumps down and around. Sort of there, right? And his nostrils are pretty wide, right? So it goes underneath here. Kind of underneath his tear ducts, kind of. And then you join them together. Like that. And then the nostrils on the side. Go around like so. And then maybe just some little sort of hatching on the tip of his nose there, like that. Very flat bridge of his nose, though, again, right? And maybe just shadow this up a little bit. Right, he's got these lines that come down for his cheeks. They join a beard that comes across his top lip. So he's making this like real grumpy face. So his lips like are pursed up. It's like, ugh. I know you can't see my face, but I'm imitating it. So it goes something like this. Real curly down in the middle. Like a curve bumps a good few times. Right? And then his bottom lip. Here. And his top lip is like arched up real high. Kind of like that. And then he's got a big beard coming all the way around, right? So it's all black sort of mustache first. Right up to his nose, comes down in the middle, back up. Comes down into his bottom lip. There's always male beards on men always have this sort of section around the bottom lip. And then it kind of comes down in the mustache sort of way first. And then, so it's kind of just all small little round hairs all down here. You could add like textures in the beard if you wanted. But basically this goes, he's got a full Santa beard, so it's like all the way up around his jaw up to his ear. Right, and back down to that mustache, right? There's all texture lines on it and stuff. Right. That's his beard, I think. So this kind of comes up for like his cheekbone, just here on the side of his face, right? And then we can see an ear here. Right. Can't see his other ear as much. Wonder if there's some hair covering. Say like, you can see a little bit of it. Down that way. Just his earlobe and ear lines and stuff in there. So his head is shaved, so you got just like a pale sort of shaved side here. And then it's all dreadlocks coming across. His forehead's about the same size as his nose, right? That's how high up you come for the hairline. And this just zigzags its way across and sort of down the side of his head. We got like a dread coming out here somewhere, but this is the side of his head there. And then maybe some shaved hair parts just there. So this is all dreadlocks. So it goes down behind his head. So we've got like some, it's all bumpy sort of. Just coming around. Right, and then we get these dreads, right? And they're kind of loosely twisted ones. So it goes, it's just sort of hanging down here. It comes down quite, this one comes down quite a bit onto his shoulder. And there's another bit here. And then I think there's more just coming around his beard. Okay, kind of like that, and you can put some textures on it if you want, just to make them look kind of twisted, you know, sort of twisted around themselves. But that is basically his head, right? So anatomy and shirt, t-shirt, right? So we'll get his like big trapezius muscles in first. It's like his chest is here on that side. And then chest kind of shoulder area here. And his shoulder comes out here. His chest is quite sticking out there. He's a big guy. So his other shoulder is like here. You get like his chest kind of, and shoulder, bicep there. So he's like, he's got this tank top wolf thing on. So we'll draw this. It's just hanging down over, comes over his back sort of here. Okay, and then arms come down. So you got tricep, forearm, bicep in here. And then forearm coming down that way, and then bicep in here, tricep, forearm. like his chest and his shoulder are kind of the same thing, sort of in there. Okay. So it's like a vein. I'll put a vein on the bicep. Sometimes it helps. Shoulder on that side isn't that big. It's like his chest is so big, maybe that's why. So then t-shirt collar under there. Bum, 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 bum. Right, so we got to try do this wolf maybe a bit. So let's see. It's complicated, this. I'll simplify it a little bit. So I'll do the sort of flame eyes first, right? There's these sort of red flame eyes just kind of here in the middle. That's this sort of Maori tattoo sort of wolf. He's kind of frowning real heavy here. And then his nose, square sort of dog nose. And it's shadowy down here. And the big sort of teeth on the snout. All these sharp dog teeth. So this can be kind of tricky now because they put a lot of lines and stuff on it, but and the only thing that's kind of red is his eyes and his tongue in here. So his chin coming around now. I'm kind of just drawing this as best I can because, you know, it's a printed graphic thing, so it's not sort of drawn really. This is just like his head, fairly spiky in the middle. Looks like there's some like diamonds and stuff inside here. Kind of that sort of triangles and diamonds and then his ears. So that's the head, and then he has like a big hairy back. Seems to go like werewolf style kind of down here. And then like there's another sort of section for his, I think that's his hind leg, which is like a spiral or something. And like all sort of hair in here. And this is either a hind leg or a tail. I'm not sure. You can see this front paw anyway. It's very exaggerated, sort of. claw shape. And his tail seems to go off down underneath the claw. That's hair in there. There's a hind leg, maybe another leg in here, and then definitely a hind leg here. I think it's hard to make out, and there is another sort of paw out here anyway. Oh, he has some straps around his bicep actually. I'll just do these with a thick black line because they are dark on his arm anyway. I think just down here as well. Sort of down at the bottom here as well. Okay, but that's it. Jacob, what was his last name again? Fatu. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.